Before the release of The Last Jedi, there was a lot of mystery surrounding the character of Supreme Leader Snoke, and there were a lot of theories trying to figure out what his identity was. Now, of course, it has been revealed, I guess, that he wasn't really that important since, spoilers, in The Last Jedi, he died, and didn't seem to really be that important at all. So today, I'm not going to be breaking down the theories of what his identity was that came out before The Last Jedi. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on breaking down the theories of after, of people saying that he actually is still important and will come back in episode 9. The first theory I want to quickly explore is the one that says he's going to come back as a Sith ghost because of this concept art from the art of The Last Jedi. I'm going to explain something quickly about Force ghosts that makes me really not want Sith to be able to come back after death. The poetry, and I guess the irony, of the fact that only Jedi can become Force ghosts is that the Sith always are trying to get power, and they want to gain immortality like Darth Plagueis. But the only way to achieve it is to be a practitioner in the light. And this is why I find this part, specifically of Star Wars lore, so interesting. It's the fact that only Jedi can do this that drives the Sith mental. I really hope they don't take this away and make it so Sith can come back after death, because it would take away one of the most integral parts of Force mythos. So while I think it is possible that he might come back in some shape or form, I really hope he is dead for good and does not come back in this way. The next theory is based off Luke's mosaic in the old Jedi Temple. In the film you could see it, but you couldn't really see it clearly, so here's a clear image. You can see a Jedi. This is the Prime Jedi, I guess it's like the first Jedi, and you can see that some people have started to theorize that this is actually Snoke. Now, I don't really think Snoke is this old. I don't think he's 1,000 generations old. I think it's more like 1,000 years. All we really know about Snoke's age is that he is old enough to see the rise and fall of the Empire, but I really hope and really don't think he was the Prime Jedi was that ancient. I think this is just some random characterization of a Jedi. I don't think it's specifically meant to be Snoke or anything like that. It's also not really something they can deliver to the audience. If Rian Johnson's new trilogy is about Snoke, and if he is the Prime Jedi, and they're going back to that time, it'd be cool, but at the same time, the audience don't really have a reason to want Snoke to be that character. To the audience, Snoke is the Emperor. He's the new Emperor, and he died. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that in Return of the Jedi, when there were no prequels, in 1983, the Emperor was exactly the same as what we have with Snoke now. The Emperor was just an old, very powerful Sith or dark side practitioner that could shoot lightning out of his fingers and then died because of his apprentice. That's exactly what Snoke is. We don't have any context of Snoke. We didn't have any context of the Emperor. If we didn't get the prequels, the Emperor would seem just as useless as Snoke, and I don't think that's an issue. Snoke's purpose in this new trilogy was not to be the main bad guy or villain. He was simply there to be a stepping stone for Kylo Ren into darkness, and a stepping stone for Kylo Ren to become the supreme leader of the First Order. Snoke was a filmmaking tool. He was not meant to be an overarching character. And I think that it's pretty obvious that this is meant to be the case. We never see Snoke actually going and doing anything in The Force Awakens. He's just there to give orders to Kylo Ren, who is our villain. And then in this movie, he's doing the exact same thing and then gets killed. Now, of course, there is a possibility that J.J. Abrams will want to bring him back, since he had some sort of plan in The Force Awakens for him to do something. But I don't really think so. I don't think these directors are trying to, having a tug of war of ideals. I think that J.J. will accept all of the decisions that Rian Johnson made. Rian will accept the ideas and things that JJ comes up with, and I think they're not against each other. They're working together to make a trilogy. I really don't think J.J. Abrams would almost betray Ryan in that way by bringing Snoke back. If JJ had a plan for Snoke, he probably would have told Ryan it, and there's a good chance that JJ even had the idea of Snoke dying in the second film of the trilogy. Here's a quote from Rian Johnson that I think sums it up pretty well. When I was working on the character of Kylo, I came to a place where I thought the most interesting thing would be to knock the shaky foundation from under him at the beginning of the movie. By the end of the film, he's gone from being a wannabe Vader to someone who is standing on his own feet, as a complex villain taking the reins. But the question is, what place would Snoke have at the end of that? That made me realise that the most interesting thing would be to eliminate that dynamic between the Emperor and pupil, so all bets are off going into the next one. I think Ryan made the right choice. I think this is the best way the story could have gone, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think Snoke should have stayed alive? Do you think he should have continued in this new trilogy as the overall villain, with Rey and Kylo going against him? Leave all of your comments down below. I read and respond to as many as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great day.